Yo, this mixtape right here, when I think about what was going on in my life, it's crazy. To sum it up real quick, right? It's like '09, early 2010. Imagine you being someone, right, that was able to do what you want, how you want it, when you want it, whenever you want it. So just imagine waking up, you're not punching no clock, something new drop, or you want to go on vacation, or you want to make a big impulsive purchase, you able to do that. But also, we all heard that saying, what comes up must go down, right? Or prepare for a rainy day. Man, it was a thunderstorm during that time. So, I want y'all to Google this guy, Paul Bergman, and read his story. 9 times when you Google him, the story is going to pop right up. That was my lawyer at the time. I was going through something that, you know, changed my life in a sense. You know what I mean? And I always say I never regret anything that I've done or I've been through, because without them times I wouldn't be able to tell y'all these stories or talk about it the way I'm able to talk about it. But this mixtape definitely helped me get through some of them times and what ended up happening during those times. But yeah, Google Paul Bergman. That was my lawyer. Yeah, he doing life right now. Get in tune to his story. Views from outside. Yo, never judge a book by its cover, because it could just be that, a cover up. Everything ain't for everybody. Same way everybody ain't for everything. You know how many people I know that don't give a fuck about the things that we give a fuck about, as far as like the sneakers, the clothes, and that part of the lifestyle or the culture. I wouldn't even say culture, because it's really a lifestyle. Before, people was abusing and using the word culture. For so many of us, it was just a lifestyle. Yo, when I came home from prison, an associate had all the shit. I mean, everything. The Superman 4s, anything you could name about that was out 2013 and 14, he had all of it. I mean, all the super limited shit, everything, right? Dead stock too. And when it with that, one day he just said, yo, he got into real estate. He bought a crib to fix up. He bought it cash. He was like, yo, I'm on to something different, man. I'm gonna bring all of this stuff to Flight Club and I'm gonna just dump it. Yo, I watched him turn a very small percentage of the things that he had into a pretty penny, something nice. Fast forward, he owns a few cribs just off of that way of thinking. And from the outside looking in, you see him outside. He doesn't care about the certain things. Is he going to be clean and all that? Yeah. But he not going to have multiple pairs and all that. So never judge a book by its cover. Also, everything that glitters ain't gold. So a lot of these people that you see on these platforms that's portraying a certain image, or they saying slick things, or moving a certain way, that's a totally different thing offline. They not living the same way at all. And that's almanac facts. I see certain things, I hear certain things, and sometime in the mix of hearing them things, I mean, I'm me, I'm human, and I'm petty. So I might throw a sub back at some of the things just to let them know what's going on. But also in the same light, it's like, yo, why am I even entertaining somebody that's not even on my level? I'm talking about outside of online. I'm not talking followers. I'm not talking any of that. I'm talking about how we living, our morals, our principles, and all that. Yeah, you'd be surprised, yo. Some of these people portray an image, and it's like, yo, but you living like that? I've been who I've been way before I've been online and all of that. And it's a lot of people that can vouch for that. Have I had ups and downs? Who hasn't? Views from outside, archive nylons. Yeah, I know I had a pair on last video, but the good thing about that is when you have your own brand, you can never have enough of your own stuff. But it'd be wild when I see certain t-shirts, people at me and I repost them. I'll be like, damn, I don't even have that. But you be so caught up in fulfilling orders and make sure everybody else is straight. You're usually the last one to have your stuff. Yo, info at noideasoriginal.net. That's the email. Everybody that placed the order, all your orders are shipped except for the looters hats. The looters hat ship tomorrow, which is Monday. Any questions, hit me up. I know the website's not up. I'm changing the domain right now. The website will be fully back up Thursday midnight, basically going into Friday. Couple new things, some things restocked, and I got some help now, so things will get out faster than it got out before. But yo, speaking of these MoMA 9.5s, yo, you know how much chatter it was when I released some of the content from that night at the MoMA? A lot of little behind the scenes slick talk, but whatever. Yo, I can't help it when I'm invited certain places that other people's not invited. Charge it to the game. Same way when people are invited to things that I'm not invited to, I don't be feeling some type of way. It is what it is. Yo, the way shit is set up now, it's not about how much you contribute. It's more or less about who you know, how you know them, and what you could do for them to get you into certain places. It's not fully about creativity no more. And I know y'all sitting here thinking like, yo, when you gonna see some talk about some sneakers or get into some sneakers, we gonna get into that, but we gotta get into the politics behind a lot of this shit. Like, I get a lot of emails and DMs about people trying to get into this space and be creative. So it's certain things that you're gonna have to be aware of and just know everything that glitters ain't gold. Yo, Joanne the scammer. Yo, the memes that's been floating around with the whole thing with the Awake Five, F&F link, Shorty came up. She got 35 people. She came up a quick 6,100, easy. She told people she not refunding them because they annoying her. So the spaces dropped. Yo, shout out to Sess and Samantha because I was in a chat with them and they basically put me on to the spaces. So I jumped on there for a while. I'm listening to what's going on, right? Yo, it's some things that I could say and I want to say, but I don't want to feel like I'm being, an asshole towards the people that lost their money. But it's no way anybody that I know would have fell for that shit at all. 175 for a link. Yo, these people was acting like they were new to this. And that's the gift and the curse of this social media shit. All that glitters is not gold. People is caught up in thinking because of the follower count. One, you know how many pages got bought followers? Like, I could tell you a page right now that even did um energy release on a sneaker with Nike, and he bought mad followers. But if you know, you know. If you don't, oh well. The followers make people feel like people is liver than they are. So what I want y'all to do, right, is go to my Instagram and look at the pages I follow and just see. I genuinely follow people that I know or people that does fly creative shit, and I don't care about how many followers they got. To me, it don't matter. If it's good, it's good. If it's good work, it's good work. We not doing enough of champion our people that's doing good, and I'm talking about our friends. Like, yo, you get people that you might have helped put in a position and they won't repost nothing that you did, you know what I mean? Or even a friend won't repost none of your shit but a repost a celebrity and at them, make the at all big to see if the celebrity's gonna respond to repost them. But I mean, I don't know. It's a cold world out here. Anyway, back to that, right? So I'm listening to the spaces, and the conversation in the spaces was like bugged out. Like everybody reason for sending this chick that money was because, yo, I see this person follow him. I seen this person follow him. I seen you repost it, so I thought it was valid. Instead of using their own brain, and then I'm not hearing nobody saying that they contact their bank to get a refund or to do certain things to try to get their money back. And then when she got on there, how bold she was is wild. Like to see somebody that bold and blatant, and then you could go see her face. It bugged me out because I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. When you get to a certain amount of followers, you don't get to see all the followers that you have in real time, and then it's just too many to look through. So some people I may catch, like if it's somebody with a high following count, you see it because it's going to show them because they're viewed as a priority compared to somebody else. So I went back and I put the name in because I wanted to see what she was posting in a story, and then I realized like, oh wow, she followed me. And then I went to see the other guy that was talking, and basically the one that caught the heat for vouching for her, he follows me too. But I never, like, you know what I mean? I guess it was in the mix of me getting a bunch of followers that I didn't realize that they follow me, right? But yo, like I said, man, my father used to say to me when I used to try to run game, like, yo, you can't con a con. And that always stuck with me. So I'm always leery when it comes to certain things and certain shit that people say. And then some things is just common. Common sense ain't common no more. A lot of people are polarized, 0 degrees of thinking. Like the internet has really killed a lot of critical thinking. Yo, I
that
tell y'all
people
one thing, it was way more men than women that got burnt for that 175. Couple people got up there and spoke. It was one female that spoke how she got burnt. One guy spoke, he was able to get his money back. One guy said he didn't put up the 175, but he put his friends on. Three of his friends got burnt. Charge it to the game. It was just weird to me to see people not just like me personally. If I would have fell for something like that, I wouldn't have got up there and spoke about that. I would have just contacted my bank and try to reverse it to get the money back. Plain and simple. But that situation was see through. Like me personally, I wonder how many of them people ever did a raffle from EQL or any of that. Like, how do you think that many pairs was going to slip through the cracks? You know what I mean? They know how many people. First, let me tell y'all, when it comes to that type of stuff, don't get me wrong, they slip through the cracks. For sure, a few pairs slips through the cracks. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to be contacted by somebody that was either part of the activation or somebody from the brand in itself. And they like, yo, listen, what's your email? When the FNF link come out, it's going to be sent to you. Don't share this with nobody. You could grab a pair. Or sometimes they'll tell you, yo, you able to get two or something like that, right? So if somebody sell you a link blatantly, like right on Twitter, like no DM, no private, nothing. How many people do you think they was gonna sell it to? Like, is it usually when stuff like that happen, they'll cancel the whole thing and make you resubmit the email and all that. I've definitely been through that before, but I don't know, man. A lot of people be talking about they season and they was outside. That's a big sign that you really wasn't outside. With being outside, it's not just about being out there, being on the corner. Yo, you have to be seasoned and skilled to know when somebody's trying to run game on you and see things before it happens. And that's something that Ray Charles could have seen was definitely a come up and a scam. Yo, it was hilarious because I was hearing about it in real time. People like, yo, somebody selling the link for $1.75, and I'm like, oh, all right, good luck with that. Straight like that. I want y'all to answer this in the comments. Would this sneaker be a top contender of sneaker of the year if it wasn't 7,000 pair, which helped bring the hype around it. You know, people likes limited things, or is this just genuinely a good shoe? Answer in the comments. So for me, that sneaker is not for me. I think that sneaker, could I wear it and make something happen with it? Absolutely, but it's just not for me. You know what I mean? Me personally, I feel like that's a dope sneaker for a female to body. So the curation, shout out the bar. When I seen the curated video that they had with the four wheelers, the shorties with the Vincent on, yo, I hit bar ASAP, text them like, yo, I know you had something to do with this. No disrespect to the rest of the team and all that, but I just knew certain things was bar touches. When it comes to that F&F shit and people being able to get certain things early to, you know what I mean, hype it up. They did an excellent job of hyping the sneaker up. Like you seen people wearing it early. The picture started going viral early. The first initial release of the picture drove people crazy. So the hype was building up. So you could pretty much see what was going to happen. And once you heard it was 7,000 pair of them, you already know. Like it's just going to be pandemonium. People live for limited things. You know what I mean? It's always been like that since the beginning of time. What I don't with, and this is not just with them, it's with a lot of other brands. Yo, a lot of the real right people don't get the shoe. Like I said before, it's all about who you know, how you know them, and what you could do for them most of the times on how you get things. So with that sneaker, right? I'm sitting there like, yo, how certain females that super turned in the sneaker world don't have them. One in particular, Henny and her crew that do the Sneaky Link podcast. Yo, you can't take nothing away from them. When it come to that fly shit or just kicks in general, they put on. Like they be having everything. You look at their podcast, they get guests that people that's lit can't get up there to talk to them. So my thing is like that shit is a no-brainer. Why wouldn't they be on that list to get a pink sneaker to talk about on their show to help boost it amongst the women? Yeah, and I don't understand that, like how they wasn't included in that F&F link. Shout out to Henny and shout out to her partners with the Sneaky Link podcast. Yo, I don't know the other two girls. Shit, I don't even know Henny like that, but me and Henny had enough conversations where we got a rapport, and I know enough about Henny to know that she's not just about it, she's of it. Like you could go to her Instagram, scroll back and see she been doing this. You look at their podcast, you could tell they been well seasoned. And I mean shit, shout out to all the women that's popping in the sneaker world. I just think that, yo, I don't know, like when it come to certain things, see, one thing I know about me, the way I am, because of the walks of life that I come from, I'm somebody that's gonna miss out a lot of things because my don't give a fuck is too high. The bar is too high. So I'm definitely not shucking and jiving to get on no list. I mean, yo, I've been doing this shit for so long. Like, we could go back into my childhood, but if you want to exclude my childhood and we just talk about being a teenager to now, where I'm old as hell, 3 decades and running, where it's just been consistent. Like, ever since I jumped off the porch, before I jumped off the porch, I had kicks, but when I jumped off that porch, it's been non-stop. Non-stop. Did I have everything? No, I didn't always want everything that everybody talk about. Like when it come to the tens, people was like, yo, you getting the steel tens? I'm like, I never had the steel colorway before. Had charcoal before, and I spoke about the charcoal with the toe cap. My brother had a son in 94. The first pair of sneakers that I bought my nephew was the charcoal tens with the toe cap. You know what I mean? So like certain things bring back certain memories and mean certain things for me. But yeah, like white cement fours. This is the first time I had them ever. Yo, it was so many different sneakers out throughout all of them eras where you didn't just focus on things being a Jordan or even a Nike in a sense. Nike always had the most sneakers, of course, but you know, you had Adidas that had things sprinkled in, Reebok. Like it was certain times, certain shoes had runs, Etonics, Sauconys. Like it depends. Asics, like how Asics and New Balance is having a run now. Yo, I've been doing this shit so long, spending my money. That shit don't mean nothing to me about being on a F and F list. However, do I feel like certain things that I show a lot of love to and emphasize on the page, should I be able to get that ahead of time? Absolutely. Because we're not going to sit here and say that my platform doesn't bring certain people to get certain shoes faster. Yo, you know how many times friends of mine hit me up and be like, yo, bro, listen, don't put them shits on your page until we all go cop. Let's say I get an early link on something. Shout out to TTK and his homeboy with the Diamond Turfs. Let's say I hear about that and they on shelves 30 days before they supposed to be on. I be showing love. I just be like, yo, I'ma at you and let you know you get the credit because you actually found them. Put it on the page and just let people blitz the stores to get them. But sometimes my peoples don't be available to do that right away. So they be like, nah, post it after we get there, get ours.